And so today we're at a very, very, very old cemetery. The oldest here in West Tennessee. And this is me. No. D. Mayfield. Born in 1877, died in 1931. And here we have the same family, Mayfield. This would be the father here. Make that out. J.N. Mayfield. He was born in 1838 and died in 1913. And then his wife below, that over there being his daughter. And this one would be the mother at the bottom. 1840 to 1893. Didn't live that long a life. Of course, there's this one. And then a foot marker. E.M. Mayfield. And the foot marker over here of the parents. Next we have a very, very old one. Barnett, 1856 to 1900. Barnett. As you can see, these are very old. Very old. Some of them barely visible. We have an older one here. This is a Sloan. And I can see 1831 born and then died, looks like 1888. And the other side, I just can't make it out. But you can tell it's very, very old. Very, very old. John James Alice Langford, born in 1823, died in 1826, that being a baby. Then the foot marker. Over here we have some that has either been vandalized or has just simply fallen over, but it's been placed upright, where you can see it's backwards, I believe. This being a Debbie White McFarland, born April the 10th, 1852, and died April 28, 1915. Age 58 years old, 28 days gone, but not forgotten. Very old. I love the cedars at the cemeteries. You can see there's several here. Very, very old. The oldest one in West Tennessee. Or the eldest one in West Tennessee. There's Mr. Walter Hayes. Born in 1900. Well, Mr., I say a 10-year-old child. And passed in 1910. That would be a 10-year-old, the age of my granddaughter. take care of the newer ones first. And the Than family. John Lee and Nora Lee. Than. Husband and wife. There. And then we have these. Now these look like they're ancient. But they're just faded bad from the weather. I can't really make that out. It looks like it's got a crack down the middle of it. And the Hayes, 1914, 1931. And this one here is 1912. August 20th, 1912. And then died in 1913. That would be a child. And then we have these back here who are, they're just so tainted, it's hard to tell. Up on review, maybe we can make something out of it. A lot of children on here. People just didn't live very long lives back in those days. I have to send this to Lamont at large, or Lamont on the run. (1834 to 1911). The sign says it was established in 1836, but there are some in here dating much further back than that. I think they were interred elsewhere and moved to here. Here's one that didn't live but to be 22 years old. Coleman, Jr., 1877 to 1899. Wow. Then there's Eliza Coleman, 1831, on N.A. Coleman, and then Eliza, 1839 to 1904. It's a pretty stone. As we move along, there are more. The grounds haven't been that well kept up, as you can tell. There's a stone there, it's just leaning up against a tree. Broken. At least someone had the decency to put it there. 200-year-old oak. It's probably maybe 300 years old. Mangum, 1887. Died in 1887. So was born and died at birth. Just a baby. A toddler or an infant. We have more. Most of these are not visible. You can really tell. I'll have to review the film. Ooh, now we're getting on. Jerry Desmond, 1832 to 1900, and his wife, born 1838 and died in 1919. Lives a pretty good life as we move along. The trees have been uprooted, probably tornadic winds did its number on this place. Now we got an old, I love these monuments here, these markers reaching toward the sky. This is a hazelwood. I knew some hazelwoods but they might not have been no relation. B.F. Hazelwood, born in 1828, I'm telling you, and died at 1862. 1892, my fault. Hazelwood. Whew. That's ancient. Like I said, this is the eldest graveyard. This right here was an interment, a brick. This is what is left of an ancient mausoleum, as you can tell, long since collapsed. And we have many more, and the weather's clouding up. I hope the rain will hold off on us here on this rather warm day today. Beautiful tree, beautiful wooded. If I were the caretaker of this, I would put a gazebo or a picnic table out here for people to sit, family members. More of the mausoleum, so to speak. And the Henry Dow, 1813. Died March 8th, 1851. My goodness. That was before the Revolutionary War. Now, you tell me that's not very, very, very old. Here's one, 1798. John M. Parks. Masonic. There's the Masonic symbol, the Mason. November 1798. Died in 1862. My goodness gracious. Holly Tucker. That one's been distraught. He died in 1862, just after the Civil War began. And then the wife, M.P. Norgum, 1828 to 1877. As we move along. This is very elder. Very elder. 1860 to 1831. Trying to hit them all before the weather kicks in. You can just look and view for yourself. This one says, looks like 1820 to 1889. Fanny, as a child. This is a creosote. Nelson, born in 1841 and died in 1935. Lived to be 95 years old. Lived a long life. 1853, being Alice, the wife. Creosote. That one's not visible, although I do see a 1900 on there. This one's very old. As we move along. These are what I call prehistoric. Memory died 1831. That's very, very elder. And here's another large monument, you might say. Looks like it's been fixed, cracked and fixed. 1877 to 1879, 2 years old. I think this was a new one erected, and there was the older one, if you will. I don't think I'm going to cover all of these back here, because I'm fixing to get rained on, and I don't want that to happen. So, there we are. And my legs get tired very quickly. There's your view, and it goes on back. It's a pretty good sized cemetery. It's degraded so bad. I could just probably try to breeze through it and give you a look at what I can see. But these, like I said, this is the oldest cemetery in West Tennessee. Probably, maybe, possibly the state. I don't know. I'll have to look in the archives to see. Beautiful monuments back there. Beautiful. I just love history. Love history. And there's more on back, but that got flooded and is no longer in use. And back there in the corner, there's more. Much more. I'm not going to try to walk back there. I just felt a drop of rain, and I don't want to be in here. You won't talk about elder old. This is James Stewart, 1812 to 1873. Now I see why this is the oldest graveyard. A cemetery is attached to a church. A graveyard is not attached to a church. Give you a little lowdown on that. This being a graveyard. That's technical. You can look that up. That's technical. I don't believe we're going to go deep into it. I don't want to be out here when the rain kicks in this time of year. It's supposed to turn off cold after this rain, so go figure, right? We'll take a look at these last few remaining, and then we'll call it a day. A lot of rubbish and stuff down. A person can get hurt. My goodness. That's a beautiful stone if you could make it out. Looks like they were born in 1824 and died in 1870. That one looks like 1851 to, I cannot make out that bottom. I'm sorry. I think this is going to conclude what we have for today. On to the next one, as they say. My goodness, what a mausoleum. That is a singular grave here on this one, so as you can tell, it's collapsing. Okay, thank you for coming with me, and this history adventure was very educating. God bless from here in West Tennessee. Gibson County is, to be a fact. Good day, and see you later.